Hi, in this video I'm going to go over something that you may be asked to do in college algebra class, is express the equation as a function. So in this example we're given the equation x minus 8y cubed equals 0. And they're asking us to express y as a function of x. What are they asking for? They're just asking us to get y by itself and put it in terms of x as a function. Does that make sense? So what we're looking for is f of x. I want the function in terms of x. This is y though. So what we need to do is rewrite this and isolate y. We need y by itself. So we need to move everything over to the other side of the equal sign, right? Because y is going to be our f of x. Make sense? So subtract x from both sides. Okay. Divide both sides by -8. Okay, y cubed equals what? The negative divided by negative is positive. So it's just x over 8. Okay. Now, get rid of that cube, we need to do the cube root of both sides. So that gives us y by itself equals the cube root of x. And what is the cube root of 8? A number that multiplies by itself 3 times to get 8, 2, right? 2 times 2 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Right? So yeah, cube root of 8 is 2. And it's going to be positive 2. If you do negative 2, you would get negative 8. So it's definitely positive 2. There's no plus or minus when your root is a odd number. So we figured it out, right? We're not done yet. We got to say f of x, the function in terms of x, is cube root of x over 2. That is our final answer. Got to use function notation. All right, here's another example just for practice. If 24n plus 6p equals 12, express p as a function of n. Well, same thing, right? Except now, instead of solving for y, we're solving for p. So we wanted to express p as a function of n, right? Okay, so subtract 24n left with 6p equals, or 12 minus 24n. All right, divide both sides by 6. Now you got to remember, when multiplying and dividing, you're kind of distributing that number across all the terms. So you got to remember to divide both terms by 6, not just one. Why am I erasing that? All right, so that cancels out like we needed it to. So p equals, what's 12 divided by 6? 2, right? Negative 24 divided by 6, negative 4. And okay, not bad. Are we done? No. We need to come up with a name for our function, so let's just pick h since we went with f last time. H of n, right? Because n is our variable. H of n equals 2 minus 4n. And there is p as a function of n. All right, one last example. Express the equation of a circle as a function of x, and they give us x squared plus y squared equals 1. This is a very specific equation of a circle because, as we know, things can change here, like the coefficients of of x squared and y squared, and over here is the radius, I believe, of the circle in this equation. But they want us to find it as a function of x. So what should we solve for? If our function is going to have x in it, we should solve for the other one, y. So let's subtract x squared from both sides. Y squared equals 1 minus x squared. Okay. Square root both sides. When you square root both sides, things get positive, negative. And just leave it like that. So you're actually getting two equations, two functions really. So g of x equals positive, negative square root of 1 minus x squared. That is a circle function in terms of x. Okay? And what you get out as your output is your y coordinate. Make sense? Thank you for watching.